So far this season, there have been numerous duos that are absolutely lighting up the league, and after seeing what McDavid and Draisaitl did last night to the Avalanche, it really got me thinking, who exactly are the best duos in the NHL? So in today's video, I'm going to count down the 10 best NHL duos so far this season. It is strictly based off of this year. I'm not taking into consideration last year or the year before, anything like that, just off of what we've seen so far this season. And if you guys are new around here and you have been enjoying the content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and click the bell to turn on notifications so you guys never miss a video. And if you want to see more top 10 videos like this, make sure to smash the like button, and without wasting any more time, let's jump right into it. Starting the video off, at the number 10 spot, I have a duo from the Detroit Red Wings, and that is Anthony Mantha and Tyler Bertuzzi. Now, I could have went a couple different routes with this. I almost went with Larkin and Mantha. I also could have chose Larkin and Bertuzzi, but especially after the past couple of games, I have been super impressed with the connection of Tyler Bertuzzi and Anthony Mantha. So far this season, they are the two leading scorers on the Red Wings and have a combined 41 points, Mantha with 21 of those, and Tyler Bertuzzi with 20 points as well. And me being a Red Wings fan, I didn't really know what to expect from Tyler Bertuzzi heading into the season. I knew he would probably be good and good enough to be on that top line, but I didn't know he was going to thrive as much as he has so far this season. And while Dylan Larkin is probably still our best all-around player, Anthony Mantha and Tyler Bertuzzi have been fantastic to start the year and are definitely a welcoming surprise for Wings fans. Next up, at the number 9 spot, we have a duo from the Hurricanes, and that is Svechnikov and Sebastian Aho. And this is yet another one where I could have went a couple of different routes. I almost decided to go with Svechnikov and Teuvo Teravainen, but even though Sebastian Aho doesn't have as much points as Teravainen, I feel like he has contributed to Svechnikov's success more and has been the better all-around player than Teravainen so far in the season. And the biggest reason why I have Svechnikov and Aho ahead of Mantha and Bertuzzi is because their production is actually leading their team to wins, while Detroit is still one of the worst teams in the NHL. So far this season, Aho and Svechnikov have combined for 36 points, 21 of those are Svechnikov's, and 15 of those are Sebastian Aho's. But like I've said on the channel a couple of times, I think Aho is going to get going here soon and start really getting hot offensively and putting up some pretty big numbers. After a very solid rookie season last year, Svechnikov has taken a massive leap forward offensively this year and is a big reason why the Carolina Hurricanes have gotten off to such a good start. Moving on now to number 8, we have a duo from the defending Stanley Cup champion St. Louis Blues, and that is Ryan O'Reilly and David Perron. Now, if you were to tell me coming into the season that St. Louis would have had one of the best duos in the NHL after the first couple of months, I probably would have thought it would be a guy like O'Reilly and Tarasenko or Braden Shen and Tarasenko, but Ryan O'Reilly and David Perron have been the best offensive players on this team up until this point in time. Ryan O'Reilly with 19 points through the first 19 games of the season, and David Perron with 18 points through the first 19 games. And to go along with their individual success, the St. Louis Blues have been an amazing team to start the season as well. They currently have the second best record in the NHL at 12-3-4, just 4 points behind the Washington Capitals for first place. And this St. Louis Blues team already knows how to get it done in the playoffs. They just won the Stanley Cup last year, and they definitely should be one of the favorites to come out of the Western Conference again, just by the way they've been playing so far. They've looked very dominant. At the number 7 spot, we have a duo from the Winnipeg Jets, and that is Mark Scheifele and Patrik Laine. And while they haven't played together on the same line throughout the entire season, Patrik Laine has spent some time on that top line with Blake Wheeler and Mark Scheifele, and I think that is one of the biggest reasons why he's off to such a good start to the season. And while Winnipeg had a little bit of a shaky start to the year, they have turned it up of late as they have a record of 6-3-1 in their previous 10 games. And so far to start the season, Scheifele and Laine have combined for 38 points, 20 of those are Scheifele's, and the other 18 go to Patrik Laine. And even though Patrik Laine isn't scoring goals at the rate that you would like with only 4 goals so far this season, his all-around game has looked the best it ever has at the NHL level, and Scheifele and Laine's dominance on offense along with guys like Blake Wheeler, Nikolai Ehlers, and Kyle Connor are a huge reason why, despite how depleted that D-core looks, this Winnipeg team has been able to stay a very solid team. Moving on now to the number 6 duo, I have Austin Matthews and William Nylander of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now obviously they weren't really able to rekindle their chemistry last year after William Nylander missed the first half of the season with the contract dispute, but so far this season, despite the fact that Toronto has struggled as a team, Austin Matthews and William Nylander look fantastic together, and it's a great sign that William Nylander now looks like the William Nylander that had back-to-back 60-point seasons before all the contract stuff. So far this season, Matthews is leading the Leafs with 26 points through the first 20 games, and William Nylander has 16 points through the first 20 games, and both of those guys guys have really looked great together. Now it's just a matter of this team getting healthy and battling through a couple of these injuries and some other guys on the roster stepping up, and I think they will be just fine and these struggles will be forgotten come playoff time. Moving along now to the number 5 duo, I have Alexander Ovechkin and Nicklas Backstrom of the Washington Capitals, and it's another season and another year in which Alex Ovechkin looks like one of the best players in the NHL, as he has 23 points through the first 20 games of the season. 13 of those points are goals, and his wingman Nicklas Backstrom has 4 goals and 11 assists for 15 points through the first 20 games. Obviously Nicklas Backstrom's numbers don't jump out at you, but these two guys as a duo have been amazing ever since they came into the league together, and they don't really seem to be slowing down. And like I said with the duo from the St. Louis Blues, along with their individual success, this Washington team has been amazing so far, as through the first 20 games of the season they have a record of 14-2-4 for 32 points and could be well on their way to yet another President's Trophy. Next up, at number 4, I have a duo from the Canucks, and that is Elias Pettersson and Brock Boeser, and it finally looks like the Vancouver Canucks are going to be back in the postseason, and this team has definitely just been super fun to watch so far to start the season. And a big reason why they've been so fun to watch is Brock Boeser and Elias Pettersson, who have been showing some amazing chemistry so far this season, as Elias Pettersson has 24 points through the first 20 games of the season. He is already looking like one of the best players in the entire league in just his second season, and Brock Boeser has 19 points through the first 20 games of the season as well. And if both of these guys can stay healthy, they should both be well on their way to having at least a point per game or over a point per game season, and being not just one of the best young duos in the NHL, but one of the best duos in general. There is definitely a ton to be excited about if you are a Canucks fan right now. The emergence of these two guys as a duo, obviously Quinn Hughes on the blue line has been fantastic, and if you're not a fan of the Canucks but you are just a hockey fan in general and you haven't caught many Canucks games this season, I definitely recommend you tune in to at least 1 or 2 games here over the next couple of weeks, because these two guys are just so fun to watch together. Moving along now to the number 3 duo, I have Alexander Barkov and Jonathan Huberdeau from the Florida Panthers. These guys offensively this season have been ridiculous, and when you take into consideration how good of a two-way forward Barkov is, well, this automatically makes these guys one of the best duos in the league. And now it seems like their talents aren't being wasted away on a bad Florida team that nobody cares about, because Florida has seemingly got their stuff together so far this season, as they have a record of 9-5-5 and are the 11th best team overall in the NHL right now. Barkov is currently leading the team in points with 25 through the first 19 games of the season, and Jonathan Huberdeau is not far behind with 24 points of his own for a combined 49 point total. These guys are definitely well on their way to breaking 90 plus points each once again like last season, but I'm sure this year it's going to mean a lot more if it means this Florida team makes the playoffs, and you never know, anything can happen. I mean, Steve Dangle picked Florida to actually win the Stanley Cup. Moving along now to the duo from the Boston Bruins, and that is David Pastrnak and Brad Marchand, and obviously you could go the route of taking Patrice Bergeron with one of these guys as well, but so far this season, Marchand and Pastrnak together have been ridiculously good. Brad Marchand was already recognized as one of the better wingers in the NHL, but now David Pastrnak is up there in that category as well, and you could even make an argument that he's like a top 5 player in the league. So far this season, through 18 games, David Pastrnak has 31 points, and Brad Marchand has 30 points through the first 18 games as well, for a combined 61 total points already. And like I said with a couple of other duos, their individual success has translated to some great team success as well, as the Boston Bruins are currently 5th place in the entire league with a record of 11-3-4 for 26 points. And now to finish out the video, at number 1, it's obviously gotta be Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Is it even fair anymore at this point that these guys are actually on the same team? Some duos that I featured in this video, their combined point totals together don't even add up to as much points as Leon Draisaitl already has, as through the first 21 games of the season, he has a staggering 41 points. And not to be overshadowed, Connor McDavid also has 37 points through the first 21 games of the season for a combined point total of 78 points already. I mean, that is ridiculous. And obviously we knew how good these two were, as they had great seasons last year as well, with both putting up 100 plus points, but it makes it all that much more impressive this season, as it is translating to team success finally, as Edmonton is the 3rd best team in the league right now. Now, it is somewhat unlikely that these guys keep up at such a rapid pace, but considering how talented they are and how amazing chemistry they have together, it honestly wouldn't be surprising if they both finish with like 140 plus points. So that is going to wrap up today's video. I really hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure to let me know down in the comment section below, what would your top 10 look like, and if you guys want to see more top 10 videos like this, make sure to drop a like on it, and if you guys are enjoying the content, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys all in the next video.